morning, everyone. Well, wow. Whoa. The picture's coming in really clear and crisp today. Is it just me, or is everybody saying it like that? Anyways, welcome to Morning Medley number 243. 243. I'm going to be starting the medley at the beginning, at the top of the string today. Hopefully I should conclude it sometime around 10 o'clock, let's say. Alright. Good morning, Cyber. version of Beneath the City has that pause in it. I think that that pause only makes the melody flow weird to you because you've grown accustomed to hearing it without the pause in it. It has more to do with being used to something than something actually flowing or not. Good morning, Nazarene Collins. And good morning to you too, Dar. Hope you're doing okay. Aloha, man. You guys are good. I don't remember when the first one was uploaded to YouTube. That doesn't make sense to me. To me, I have to think about it for a second. Hello, Kyoya. Oh, word. I get it, honey. A fresh cup of kratom. What is that, John Depp? Hmm. A snowy morning. A chilly fall day. And inland? Uh oh. So many East Coast people. such a weird noise. Thanks, Siren. 9:59. I timed that pretty well. This is an hour long medley. Hello, good morning, Jesse Dorsey. Uh, I think I said good morning, Isidora. If I didn't, good morning, Isidora. Hello, Liana. Hello, Sick Nick. Sick Nick says I've come to your streams lately and have been finger drumming beats to your playing. You're a fantastic musician, Omni. You too, Sick Nick. That's actually really cool. Um, that's really cool. Hello, I.E. Lewis. I'm trying to get better at finger drumming, by the way, Sick Nick. I'm actually trying to improve at that. That's a skill that I lack that um, I'm trying to, in my own leisure, improve. So, shouts out to you for doing it. I'm doing okay, Isidore. Thank you for asking. If there's anybody that came into the stream a little bit later, maybe said something, maybe asked a question, and I missed it, I do apologize. I try to get the morning medley part. I mean, technically, the stream, if you go back to like, I mean, we're at episode 243 right now, but if you go back to like episode 1 through 10, there actually was no like talking really. Morning medley was actually supposed to just be me silently playing piano for roughly an hour. And then it got longer and longer, and now adding a little bit of structure to it, I try to keep it around 2 hours. And the first hour is as silent piano as I can make it be, and then the second hour is just kind of a lot of random improv, and then catching up with people. Good morning, Lindsay. Oh, thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. It's a nice thing to say. Yeah, I mean, Morning Medley has evolved. Yeah, those first few episodes really. I don't even think I played for a full hour in the first few episodes. I think it was actually shorter. It was like maybe 30 minutes or something. I don't know. I haven't gone back and looked. But again, if somebody did ask a question, I don't have my. Well, I guess I can. I was going to say I don't have my mouse with me. I just hate touching. I hate touching trackpads. I think they're called. I almost said mouse pad, but that's not what it is. I hate touching them. So I don't like scrolling in the thing without my mouse. But it appears I haven't really missed much. God, the parrots are really This is the longest. This is the longest I've seen them stay here. I have a challenge for you, says Lindsay. Is it a musical challenge? What do you think they're saying? They all sound exactly the same. There's no way there's like a conversation happening. Ooh. Spicy Cyber 243. Here we go. Chorus guitar. It's a guitar with chorus on it. They probably say the same about us, says Leanna, identifying with and relating to the birds. Ah, yes. Yes, they probably think the same about us. Try to remember the Lil song? The Lil song you improv yesterday, which Leanna titled Melancholy. Oh, I actually played it earlier in the stream. It was mixed in with the medley. It was mixed in with the medley. I don't know. Somewhere else. I just don't know exactly where yet. I want to throw another chord in there. I want to throw another chord in there because I don't want to play the same chord progression twice. We know how much I hate playing the same chord progression twice. As Lewis says, do you still go live on Instagram? Sometimes, Lewis, on Sunday nights, I will go live, during which I will not talk. I'll usually just play like a very ambient. I'll usually be over there at my workstation, and I'll play a very like ambient 20 minutes or so. But I definitely don't go live on Instagram regularly at all. Goodbye, Sick Nick. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that you were able to contribute to the chat, and thank you for making time for the morning medley. You didn't miss it. You didn't miss it this morning. So like the first chord progression is, which is fine. The second time, I want to go, and then a different chord. I'll find it. I got like some like kiwi skin, I think, in my throat. I saw a little piece of like fuzzy skin on the kiwi when I threw it into the blender, and I was like, you know what? I would normally cut it off, but I figured, what harm could it do? It's so tiny. It'll be blended up, and anyways, I think that's what happened just now. I don't like that, Cyber. I don't like that. That actually is like, you're making a joke right now, which I appreciate, but you're making a joke right now, which I appreciate, but sometimes when I say the fruit, kiwi fruit, when I say kiwi out loud, my brain spells it with a U, and I don't even necessarily think about kiwi the person, but I think that kiwi has like effectively like broken my brain as far as spelling goes. Yeah, I like. I just don't know where to go really, but this is a good start. It's just the only chords I'm using is. Which is fine, but like I would like to, for something weird to happen in there, I would like to find some way to transition, like a transitionary chord where I can move out of there, if at all possible. Yeah, I did write that song. I did write that song, Cyber. I did write that song. I did write that song. That song wasn't ghostwritten at all. Kiwi didn't actually make that song. Whoa, now I forgot how to play it. Whoa. Oh, I forgot how to play it. There it is. Wow, I really am struggling. Is that even possible to play on guitar? I'm pretty sure it's not. I mean, I feel like you would need two guitars. Or have to play it in some weird articulation. Anyway, Ombe says, I was thinking, is it possible to play Quick Breath on piano in some kind of way? That would be very difficult, right? Because as we all know, Quick Breath is a sample of Cold. One, it wouldn't sound very good, even if I played like the right chords and notes, and it wouldn't feel good. However, isn't there, what's the second half of that song do? Divinely dead to me. I guess I could do like a, I guess what I could do, it would lose a lot of the rhythm, Umbe, but what I could do is like take the chords from it, and then play the melody, maybe in my right hand. Maybe. Hold on. Guys, I don't know if this is like sharing too much, but I DM'd somebody yesterday. I went ahead and I blew the dust off of Twitter.com, and I DM'd somebody that I haven't talked to in a very long time. And why did I do this? Maybe I was feeling sad or something. Anyways, it was Colada. If anybody knows the song Magic Girl that I have, the vocalist on that song, I kind of like, we just don't talk anymore. I don't really talk with anybody, really, right now. 2020, I'm gonna excuse, but for the most part, I don't really talk to anybody that I've collaborated with, like, on early music. Like, I don't talk to any of the people from Love Dream. Like, I don't talk to Jemmy. I do talk to Eddie. He's an exception. But I don't talk to Jemmy. I don't talk to Voya. I don't talk to... Who else was on that? Ivy. Ivy Halavana was on that. I don't really talk to Ivy anymore. I think that's all who was on that. I think that's everyone. But yeah, I don't really talk to those people anymore. And Colada was an amazing vocalist. And I still, sometimes when I listen to Magic Girl, I'm like, God dang, like, she like crushed this. And so I messaged her, and for the first time since 2017. You know. Anyways, she's doing okay. She bought a house. Isn't that wild? Sometimes I feel wild when my friends buy houses, because I can't do that. Anywho, I haven't heard this in a while, says Crow. Oh, the Kiwi song? Yeah. For whatever reason. For whatever reason, I don't really play a lot of the Lush Dream songs anymore on the stream. Because I used to play that one, and I also used to play freaking Groom's Cake. I used to play a lot of that stuff. Not anymore, though. No longer. I'll try to work them back in. They have like a very specific mood that sometimes doesn't match the medley when I'm playing it. Met Ivy once. She was chill, says Umbe. Wow, what a great review. I love it. I met Ivy... I've known Ivy for 6 years. I've met Ivy maybe 6 times. It's just, Ivy used to live in California. The second I moved to California, Ivy moved to Sweden, and then moved to Florida, I think. I think they still live in Florida, but it's just like, our paths very rarely cross, musically as well, too, now. Bought a house in 2020, amazing. Yeah, right, Lindsay? I was, like, blown away. I wanted to ask so many questions that my own, like, discretion and respect for her privacy would not allow me to ask. I was just like, wait, what? How? But yeah, she's got a house, and she's just living. Sometimes I reach into the annals of my past. The annals? Sometimes I reach into the entries, I guess, of my past, and I see people. I see who's somebody I could see. I could see. Does anybody know who Borgor is? Is anybody in the stream familiar with the artist Borgor? Let's not reach too far into these animals, might get your hands dirty. Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't want to reach too far back. Cyber, even if Cyber's making a joke, that Cyber, that touches too close. Oh, John's just laughing. Why would you ever think of that? I would, because I used to know that dude. Well, I can't. Used to know is a weird term, right? Because it's like I still know him. We just don't talk anymore. And so, sometimes I'll think back into like my past. And I'm just like, I see people and I see pictures of like me hanging out with somebody or like us eating donuts or something. I'm like, whatever happened to them? And I look them up online or I do whatever and I like reach out like, hey man, remember it's me, it's Donut Boy. Like, how has everything been? Um, uh, how's everything been going? How's everything been doing? You know? And then I get like one of two responses. Either the person's like, everything's great, everything's chill. I just don't do music anymore. They're like, music was a part of my life, and that part of my life is over. I have 3 kids. I have a beautiful home. I'm running for mayor. Please vote for me. It's like I feel like that's usually it's like either I run into that. The dichotomy is either that type of response, or the other type of response is a person that's just like, yeah, I mean, music's great. I've transitioned. I've shifted musically, so I'm like no longer near where you are. Now I'm like producing for like Lil Uzi or something, and I'm like, oh, that's wild, sick. You know, congratulations. But it is really interesting how you know people can kind of be in and then like out of your life, and I usually don't hit those people up. I usually just kind of like I usually just chill. But sometimes I'll see like an old photo and I'm like, oh my god, I completely forgot that I was close to that person. John Doe was laughing at the Borgor thing because I get that. It's like there's no reason why I should know who Borgor even is. Maybe just musically. Um, in all in all honesty, like I don't really listen to Borgor's music. Um, yeah. Okay. I remember listening to him forever ago when I was just getting into electronic music. That's fair. The O in Omniboy looks like a donut. It does. There's 2 O's in Omniboy. It makes sense you would bring him up because you actually knew him. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a. I'm trying to think of. Hmm. Sometimes I feel like I knew everybody. You know what I mean? So here's an example. Something really funny happened yesterday. Does anybody on the stream know who Rel is? Ugh, this is so stupid. Do you guys know who Rel is, the producer? He's like a Jersey Club producer. Do you guys know what Jersey Club is? Do you guys know what New Jersey is? I don't know if there's like prereq questions I should probably pose before I say, do you know who Rel is? The people I enjoy the most are the ones that can have no expectations from continuous contact, but can instead vibe instantly as if you never stopped talking to them in the first place, or never stopped talking the next time we talk. Yeah, I would say a lot of my friends are like that. I'm always scared though. I'm always scared to hit them up because I feel like they're gonna be like, "Yo, screw you. You haven't texted me in like 6 months." But usually they're just like, "Hey man, like, how's life?" Because like everybody's got things going on. Womp Womp says hi, May. Where is the old Jersey? Oh, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. Don't Womp Womp that. Don't Womp Womp. I don't know Rel, but I know about Jersey Club. Of course, says Liana. Liana, that question wasn't posed to you. I know you know what Jersey Club is. For anybody on the stream that doesn't know what Jersey Club is, Jersey Club is a genre of club music that comes from New Jersey. I'm not really going to dig into it, but one of the producers from it, his name is Rel, and he posted a he posted like a he posted like a dancing video and he was like, everybody dance like me. I don't know, this isn't I'm not gonna be able to quote verbatim, but it was like, this is the dance challenge, do my dance challenge, and then everybody was doing his dance, and somebody in Japan does his dance, like some girl does his dance in Japan and is doing the whole thing, and he like quote retweets it and he's like, let's go, or whatever people say when exciting things happen. And I like looked at that girl and I was like, oh whoa, you remind me of a DJ that I've seen before. And so I went to this person's page to see if they DJ'd, and it turns out they did DJ. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. She seems nice. Turns out I already knew her. Turns out like we all went to go get dinner while I was in Japan. When I say we all, I mean like me and a bunch of the DJs that were playing the show. She was there. And we all went out to eat. And I felt horrible because I was like, it's not like I forgot she existed. It's just sometimes like oh somebody will like recommend me an artist or they're just like oh you should listen to I don't know you should listen to like freaking Cinnamon Cat or something. I'm like, ooh, Cinnamon Cat sounds sick. And then I like check out Cinnamon Cat, and it turns out I kind of already know Cinnamon Cat. They've just rebranded. Or like, I know Cinnamon Cat's manager, or Cinnamon Cat is like on a collective or a label that I released on before, or Cinnamon. You know, there's always some weird connection. Sometimes, yeah, the world keeps shrinking, Leanna. The world keeps shrinking. Somebody recommended me. Oh crap! What was the name of that? What's the name of that group? It's like Parallel Boys or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Liana. Anyways, there's a group that's like a Japanese dude and Giraffage. If anybody on the stream knows who Giraffage is, Liana, I know you know who Giraffage is, but if anybody else in the stream knows who Giraffage is, we're like a duo together, and I'm like, I know that guy. Go for it. Cinnamon Cat is very low hanging fruit for 2016, but in 2020, it might be up for grabs, actually. um, I think, yeah, I think I'm just tired. I think I'm just tired. That's all. So, yesterday we talked about Yesterday we talked about the effects that quarantine and the pandemic has had on music consumption and music longevity. It was not a very positive and fun conversation. So if you weren't here for it yesterday, that's cool. You skipped out on a maybe a downer of a combo. If you were here, I hope you learned something from it. Um, but wait, hold on. Me for example. Oh, I like typing it downstream. Oh, yeah. Anywho, okay, so in today's stream, though, what I want to talk about, what I want to get into, because that's more centered around me, right? Out of everybody in the chat, I feel like even the ones that are in the music industry, I feel like I can impart some information about the music industry that maybe doesn't exist already in the chat. However, you guys are all going through your own things. What do you feel like is are you consuming things differently? And I don't even mean like just music or movies or TV shows, books, food, clothing. Is there anything that you feel like you're kind of bummed because that thing you wish it didn't happen this year? Like you wish you could have pushed it back because you maybe would have been able to appreciate or enjoy it more in a year where we were not in our current situation? Because there are some things I can think of that I'm actually enjoying maybe more in 2020. But are there things you guys feel like maybe you're not enjoying as much? I'm definitely enjoying video games more than I used to. Video games are like huge for me right now. Maybe too huge. It's a problem. Um, if you're in the Discord and want to provide some emojis to the server, hit me up. Yeah, Cyber's Mod Man. I think I'm learning to appreciate books more actually. Ugh, Umbe, hitting me where it counts. I love to hear that. I love it when people read. I actually think I'm appreciating the things I consume more. Oh, wow. Okay. Hmm. That's not a song. That's not a song. I can never remember the way I played in the actual song, Cyber. It's not like that. Crap, and I'm not going to be able to hear it again until Friday. I'm putting myself on lockdown. Jaime agrees with Lindsay. Jaime is actually enjoying things that they consume more. Hmm. In general, any form of escapism is more enjoyable. Hmm. Hmm. This is actually very interesting. It's a more lazy samba style of piano flex. Sorry. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the rhythm until I actually play the song. I don't remember what the rhythm of is that I play because I always jump to this. But I know that's not right. I know that's not right. Somebody says, I wish I could say this appreciation would be acknowledged by the masses, but I don't think it will. Artists will always be the most underappreciated occupation. Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. They're definitely underappreciated. I don't know if the most, but they're definitely underappreciated for sure. I would say that farmers are somewhere underneath artists, but that's not the debate. That's not the point, right? The point is, yeah, they're definitely underappreciated. You're absolutely right. Will the quarantunes ever go on Insta for stories, or is that something that requires a lot of stuff? Or I don't know. Says Jaime. Will the quarantunes ever go on Insta for stories? Oh, the songs themselves. In order to do that, I would have to submit those songs for distribution, and that is not something I've done. It is not something I have done. Maybe I'm not opposed to it because I was initially going to release the quarantunes, and I still think I will. I still believe I will. I still the goal is that I'm going to release the quarantunes when the series is finished, and I feel like the series is unfinished. If that makes sense, I'm sorry, but that is the goal. Eventually, yeah, I would like to distribute it to Instagram and whatnot. Wanted to an Easy Go in the story the other day. Oh, wanted to use Easy Go in the story. Interesting. I can't do the farmers versus artists thing. The farmers thing is wild because I honestly, I mean, if there's any farmers in the stream that can like turn me on to this and educate me, I just feel like there is zero glory in being a farmer. I feel like there is money and there is a good opportunity for wealth and you're doing a lot, but I just feel like there is no glory to be had for farmers. Or if there is, it's very little in this country. Okay, it's not on the beat. It sort of trails ahead of the beat. Trails ahead? Trails ahead? It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh crap! Is that? Wait, no, that's not. That's not right, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Is that it? That feels too similar to what I was doing. Oh, I think that's it. Oh, okay. Is that it, sir? I think that's it. Yo, your counting actually helped. That's really funny. My sister is an urban farmer, gardener, says Lindsay. Yeah, glory from within, but not from the general public, for sure. It seems like a rewarding job, but just, people don't really care about farmers. At least it's not the general sentiment I get from the world and society. Nobody says, I think people start to say farmers are useless and then get cut off. Wait, no, farmers feed me and them. Also, they make so much money. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very, very lucrative job. I just don't feel like there's glory. I feel like it's pretty thankless outside of the money you're getting, right? I don't want to talk about farmers in the stream. Tractors, drones, seeds ain't cheap, baby. This is true, Umbe. I don't want to talk about farmers in the stream. There's some slim stuff in farming, right? What? Like the people making ridiculous chilies. I don't want to talk about farming industry. What was the point that okay, so the point that Lindsay says, and Umbe agrees, that they're actually enjoying consuming things more. This is cool. because it's a form of escapism. Like to every coin, we've got farming on the brain. To every coin, I almost said corn again. To every coin, there are two sides, right? And one side would be, I need to escape out of this horrible, uh, nightmare escape. So I want to watch my movies. I want to read my books. I want to play my video games. I want to listen to my music, and I'm going to enjoy it every more. I'm going to enjoy it even more. Sorry, I almost said every corn. I almost like read Lindsay's comment out. I'm going to enjoy it even more. And then there's a completely other side to that coin. That is, every time I say the word coin now, I'm thinking of corn. There's another side to that issue, which is, I'm only thinking of corn now. That sucks. What is that? I don't even like corn. Um, the other side to that issue is, wow, I need like an Etch-a-Sketch in my brain or something. The other side to that issue is that context, thank you, context helps you get out, helps you attach things. You need to be able to attach things to stuff. Like, it's really hard to enjoy things. It's really hard for some people to enjoy things in a vacuum, right? Sometimes it's easier to enjoy things when you have things you can connect it to. I know I'm saying the word things a lot, so everything's pretty vague, so I'm going to give some examples. It's like, yesterday my example was, as far as longevity of a song, songs connecting with people, songs attaching to people. You can release a great song and everybody can put their headphones on and listen to it in their living room. Some people will like it, some people won't. But if that song is now played in a supermarket, or it's played in a club, or they're watching a band play it live on stage, or they're singing it with their friends, or whatever, or there's like a lyric from the song that becomes kind of this thing that people say, it permeates pop culture, it permeates society, it permeates your life in ways that are outside of your headphones, that can both strengthen your connection to a song, and it can also increase the longevity of a song. Now, when I think of a lot of the things I've consumed in quarantine, they haven't had the same impact, not worse of an impact or better of an impact, not weaker or stronger of an impact, but just not the same impact on me in quarantine. Certain shows I've kind of burned through, maybe, like I've binge watched them, and I haven't necessarily had people to talk to about them, and I haven't been walking around in downtown and seeing billboards for them. I haven't walked around and seen them shooting the movies in Hollywood, so like a lot of my connection to media and just things in general is like a little bit different now. And so, for example, I ordered my Freeze Pop album and my shirt, and they sent it to me. I love that band. Anyways, I ordered my Freeze Pop album. I have it on my table right over there. I haven't listened to it, though. I haven't listened to it yet. I've had it for 2 days, and I haven't listened to it. And I just, like, part of me, and this is going to sound so weird and maybe even, like, petty, but part of me, like, doesn't want to listen to that album and then forever associate, like, we, being Freeze Pop fans, have not gotten new music from Freeze Pop in years and years and years and years. I've taken 1 year off. They've taken, like, years off. And so I don't want to listen to it and then have it forever remind me of or be connected with this horrible year or like quarantine, you know? There's a song. Does anybody know Canned Heat? Does anybody know Canned Heat by Jamiroquai? Does anybody know Jamiroquai? It doesn't matter the song. Does anybody know Jamiroquai in the stream? Crow says Freeze Pop Let's Talk More Rock is still a banger. It's a very, very good song, Crow. It's a very good song. Everything that I've consumed is fleeting, except for probably the Midnight Gospel. Everything that I would do that makes things stick just goes nowhere. Oh, Jesse, yes. You're touching on the other side of the coin I was talking about. I also consumed Midnight Gospel and literally forgot it existed until you just mentioned it in the stream. So, yeah. Then there is nothing else to do outside of the consumption, so I've been quickly playing out things that I do end up liking. Yeah. So Jamiroquai, thank you guys for answering. So Jamiroquai, my car's stereo doesn't work. I have a lot of issues with my car. I feel like every time I pour a few more hundreds of dollars into that car, something else breaks. We all can relate to this. Everybody with the car has this issue. My stereo's broken. But before it broke completely, the CD thing, it wouldn't eject CDs. And the last CD I put in was a Jamiroquai CD, and I put that CD in when I moved to LA, and I couldn't take it out for years. I just listened to the same. Anytime I was going to work, I was going to the bank, I was going grocery shopping, I was driving to Arizona, I was driving to San Francisco, I was driving to Nevada. I was listening to Jamiroquai, and not even like their discography. I was listening to one album by them. And so that whenever I hear Jamiroquai music, I kind of just think of being on the road. It's like traffic, it's rush hour, not in a bad way. It's just I associate it with driving. I don't really even associate it with dancing or anything. I associate it with being in the driver's seat of a car. Eventually, my stereo broke and now I can't listen to anything. That's not the point. The point is association. I had an association with it, and I was listening to it pretty often. You know, there are a lot of albums that have come out in quarantine, and you know what they remind me of? Apex Legends, Fall Guys, Hollow Knight, freaking Ghost of Tsushima, Sekiro, Genshin Impact. They remind me of like video games because that's literally the only space that I listen to music at all now because I can't play shows. I don't really go to shows. They don't happen. So it's kind of weird. It's all just like really weird, and I feel like I'm having the opposite effect that Lindsay was talking about, where like in quarantine, I kind of just consume things really quickly because I'm so glad to have a thing. I'm like, oh, the new season of Blank is out, or this new movie's out, this new game is out, and I get it, and then I just play the heck out of it. I watch it, I listen to it, and then I'm like, okay, I guess back to being in quarantine, and or I'll just keep listening to it until the next thing comes out. But I'm not really having meaningful events in my life to associate this thing with. It's really interesting. I have a CD like that, says John Doe. The Coleman Brothers. It's a Latin jazz album. It's really good, but I've heard it so much that it's really rinsed for me. Rinsed out for me. I feel you on that. Though I don't think this applies to music for me, more so just TV shows, says Lindsay. After they say, I guess I should say I enjoy the things more in the moment. Then when it's over, it feels less significant. Yeah, I definitely enjoy the thing a lot in the moment. I'm trying so hard not to talk about Genshin Impact on the stream because I'm thoroughly enjoying that game. That game only has one problem for me, and that's very rare for me to only have one problem with the game. Jamiroquai is my favorite group, says Isidore. They're very, very good. They're very good. I binged way too many shows, says Lindsay. Yeah, I watched a lot. Like, I think that's the problem. And I have like a circle of cohorts that are like musicians that I usually talk to. Not too often, but we'll usually kind of touch base where it's just like, yo, how are you feeling? What are you doing? He's one of them. Mia's another one. There's like a few people in there. And it was interesting seeing everybody coming from different angles. Everybody kind of had a different take, but we all were very aware of, consumption of music is different right now. And like, you don't want to spend years making a piece of music that you give to people and then they just like go and they like binge the heck out of it and they go like whoosh, and then throw it somewhere and then they run to, I don't know, whatever the next thing is that's coming out because people so badly need things. I mean, people were already like pretty like greedy where they were just like consuming stuff like, when's the next season? They drop a season of some show, people watch it in a day and they're like, season 3, when do they start shooting? I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't think anybody does. And we were already kind of like that, but I feel like it's gotten a little bit worse in quarantine because people just don't have a wealth of distractions. Everybody's life has kind of been minimized as far as like events and stuff. So now people like need things. So that being said, doesn't feel like a good environment to release music in, but I wanted to know how everybody else felt on that. How like non-musicians or just like non-career musicians maybe felt about that. Felt about how you're consuming things. Because I have consumed a lot in this quarantine, guys. I mean, we all have, right? Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? We all have. We've all consumed an awful lot. Yeah, last night I sat down, I looked at the keyboard, and I felt nothing. The This isn't like I'm not like not in a sad way. Like I kind of like looked at the keyboard and I was like, man, what is going on? You ever just not feel it? It didn't even look, it didn't even look like a thing. It's like one of those things where you say a word so many times that the word has no meaning, or you look at somebody's face for so long that it starts to look like weird and foreign and alien to you. I kind of like looked at the keyboard and I was like, there's nothing here. There's nothing more to be experienced here. I suppose there is opportunity here, though, says Jesse. How do things need to be to make them stick in the current situation? For sure. These were the conversations I was having with my friends. There was this whole. I'm not going to get too deep into it because this isn't really the place for this conversation necessarily. Oh, word up, Lindsay. Thanks for being on the stream. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you and your sister are able to navigate safely through the roads of Tennessee. I'll see you soon. But this isn't necessarily even the place to have this conversation, but Jesse, I was talking about, like, before this year, 2018, I was talking to some of my musician friends because they were just like, what's the trick? What do we do? What's the best way to do this? What's the best way to do that? And my thing was always visual. And I've been that way for a very, very long time. I think that people love. Oh, I've talked about this in the stream because we were talking about visual art versus sonic art or music. People, I think, and I'm always open to have this debate. I won't necessarily die on this hill. I can be persuaded, but I feel like people are more visual than they are oral. I hate that word because it sounds too close to oral to me. Aural, AWREL, aural. Like sound based. I feel like people are more sight based than they are sound based when they're consuming things in art. In that, if you put out a song and you tell somebody to listen to it, they might listen to it. But if you put out a music video and you tell somebody to watch it, they're more inclined to watch the music video than they are to just click a play button and then stare off into space and listen to a song. Visuals, for as long as I can remember, have been a huge help when it comes to getting people to be engaged in a thing, because information passes so quickly, through sight. People look at things, they're like very engaged. Listening to things, not as much, I feel. It's harder to consume visuals passively. Yes. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for taking a lot of my verbose nonsense and summing it up to a very succinct point. It's just easier to do. It's easier to listen to things passively. That's why people are like, Omni, I put on Lush Stream while I was doing my homework, versus visually. People aren't actively watching, Lord of the Rings while they're doing their homework. Maybe they have it on in the background and they're listening to it, but they're not actually watching the movie. It's a very hard thing to do. So, that being said, I would always tell my musician friends whenever they're like, I just don't know what to do for my music. I don't know how to make it, appealing. I don't know how to make it stick. People aren't listening to my music. I say, you got to get some visual something. Even if it's just a white screen with a ball bouncing from left to right, that's already better than having just a play button, And you can do all kinds of cool things. We don't all have a crew that can shoot music videos for us. We don't all have that. But you can do something. You can get your iPhone, you can record yourself skateboarding, or you can record yourself running on the beach, and then you can put in music over that. Like anything, literally anything. I don't need to explain to you guys what my visuals are because I assume you've seen Quarantine, so it's like that's currently the visual place I'm in right now. That's what my visuals look like. But it's a pretty big deal if you ask me. Like when it comes to visuals, it can make or break a thing. I could arguably have a bad song with entertaining visuals and people will at least listen to the song. People will at least listen. Even if they don't like the song, they will at least hear it. But if I have a bad song and no visuals, there's a good number of people that, first of all, won't click play. And then some people that will click play and then the first few seconds be like, I don't like this, and then leave. So visuals are pretty huge. In Quarantine, things got a little trickier, visuals are still a huge thing, but like, it wasn't enough. You had to have a little bit more, you know. Visuals plus other stuff. It's harder to convince someone to spend 2 minutes listening to a song versus 10 seconds looking at a picture. Ooh, this is true, this is true. That was actually one of the things that made Midnight Gospel interesting to me. I cannot listen to podcasts, but they attach visuals to it. That's it. Actually, I'm so glad you brought that up earlier, because yeah, that does connect. That applies, Jesse. I do listen to podcasts, but yes, I agree that a lot of people can't, or will find it boring. And the idea of having visuals to a podcast is huge. One of the main reasons I know this works, I wish Ava was here, because this touches on a thing that happened in yesterday's stream, but one of my friends, Louis Zong, animates sections of podcasts, like of popular podcasts, particularly the Bim Bam. He'll take like a 1 minute, like 30-second to 1 minute long conversation after the Bim Bam, and he'll animate it as if it's people actually having a conversation. And it's really funny. Sometimes it makes the podcast, which is maybe kind of innocuous or not so funny, it makes it hilarious because now you have visual gags that are happening. It can actually enhance the sound. That was actually the next point that I was going to get to, Jesse. You can have a pretty good song and you can have visuals. It's not like the visuals are going to make your song good, but they can enhance the impact that song has, and the other way around too. Maybe if you have visuals, music can impact that. Think about any like emotional scene you've seen in a movie and then take out the score. Is it still sad? Sure, it's still sad. But is it going to impact people the same way without like the strings swelling and stuff? Maybe not. You know, each part on its own only is so strong, but together they can enhance each other. And that particular piece of information is important for me when it comes to making especially my more recent videos. Adding things to those videos actually enhances the song. It can make the song shine a little brighter. I don't know how many of you guys have seen it. There's a free documentary on YouTube that's just about the making of and the lifespan of the song Take On Me by a-ha. And they talk about how they released that song like 4 times. I'm not talking like uploaded to SoundCloud or uploaded to MySpace Music or, you know, sent it to Spotify. I mean, they fully like printed, mixed, mastered, produced, put on a CD, put in stores. They did that like 3 or 4 times, guys. And the only reason that that song it was able to connect the final time they put it out is because they had somebody do that music video, which a lot of us are familiar with, where they like animated over the band and had it looking like it was like a comic book. It was very, very groundbreaking visually for the time. And both of those things, clearly the song wasn't good enough to really punch, you know, pop culture on its own. And these, you know, comic book-y, cartoon-esque visuals helped enhance that song and stick. Like a lot of us, if we just hear Take On Me, we can already see the like weird black and white visuals going on. And so visuals can help and enhance a song. Again, even if it's just a white screen with a ball bouncing from one side to the other, that's something. It's more than nothing. And I think a lot of people will see that they can't be the best, so they just won't try at all. I'm not stupid. I'm very familiar with that. Very familiar with that thought process. There's a lot of people that are like, if I can't be the best, then why even try? If I can't make a dope music video like Migos, where I get a whole crew in and we're shooting for days, then why even try? I don't want some janky, shaky iPhone footage of me trying. People don't even want to try. But the fact of the matter is it's not a game of perfection or nothing. It's not a pass-fail grade. It is a gradual incline. And any level of effort you put in is better than no effort at all. And if you're going to take your iPhone and you're going to record a slow-mo video of a squirrel, which I have done, granted it wasn't with an iPhone, but I have done, just recorded like a video of an animal or something like that, you know, at 60 frames a second, made it slow motion, put your song over it, have some text overlay, that's it. And that's already much better than asking somebody to listen to 2 minutes of a song, because they have something to look at. Anywho, have you ever tried to convince someone to spend 2 minutes looking at a picture, says Jaime? Oh boy. That's interesting. Looking at a picture for a long time. Shaking cam video just was prolific with it. Yeah, I have a lot of shaky cam videos. I have a lot of, I have a lot of like shot on phone. I need a video for this Lush Stream song that comes out next week. What can I record? I'm on the train. I'll just record outside of the window of this train. I'm in this boba place. I'm gonna record out the window of this boba place. Um, I'm walking around the park. I'm going to video me walking around. It's just anything. Like it's something. Is this every day? Says Mohan. It's not on weekends, Mohan. Saturday and Sunday there are no streams, but Monday through Friday, yes, there are 9 a.m. streams. All my favorite musicians don't do anything too crazy in their videos. The homemade look has some charm for sure. I would argue, Umbe and everyone, that there is charm in everything. There is charm in everything. There is charm in high effort. There is charm in low effort. There's charm in clean things. There's charm in sloppy things. There's charm in attempts. There's charm in somebody doing a thing. If somebody does a thing and they seem to be doing that thing genuinely and intentionally, then there's charm there. I think so. As somebody who has danced around both sides of that spectrum, I would add maybe not carelessly, but recklessly, I will say. I've danced on that pretty recklessly, right? You listen to something like Daydream, extremely high effort, right? Meticulous, like, percussion work. If you listen to Shoto Clone, like, a lot of the work that was going to the Shoto Clone spent weeks and weeks, and I don't mean weeks of, like, an hour every day, weeks of, like, 5-hour days, like, really trying to make that song work. High effort. And then literally a few months later, I released Lush Dream, which was, a bunch of like chill beats, which were like um, mixed very, very fast, written very, very fast. Usually they were like one phase songs, so there wasn't like two phases or chords, verses, bridges, intros, outros. It was like a loop basically. Like I went from one side of the spectrum to the complete other side of the spectrum, and people didn't. And when I say people, I'm talking majority because I definitely got some harsh words for Lush Dream. But people in the majority didn't go like, oh, I guess Omni's bad at music now. I think there's a lot of people that saw the charm in Lush Dream and went, yeah, this is actually kind of cool. And there's a lot of people that saw the charm in Daydream. And there's some people that were able to see the charm in both. But it is something that I would say you should not, as a musician, if anybody in here is a musician, definitely do not underestimate the power of visuals to enhance your music. I'm not saying it's mandatory, but I'm saying any visual enhances the experience. Honestly, if we could go for like a full 5 sense, like, if we could do a 5 sensory immersion thing, where like if you somehow, every time you heard my song, you saw an image and you tasted something and you like smelled things, that would be great, right? That would be great for immersion. That would be great for music if we could somehow do that, but we can't. I can't make you guys smell things. I can't make you guys taste things with my songs, but I can hopefully make you guys see things by pairing it with a video. That's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. Until we have like Spotify Oculus version where I could like put you guys inside one of my songs, that's the best I'm gonna be able to do. Jaime says a lot to that. If it's okay, if you had unlimited budget but could only pick one song, which song would you have a traditional music video for? A song that's already released, I assume. If you ask me this question every day for the next 10 streams, I'll probably get a different answer. But on Wednesday, Morning Medley number 243, if I had an unlimited budget, to make a music video for a song, which song would I pick? I'm gonna say Venomade. Why do I pick Venomade? Is it really greatly mixed? Is it my the apex of my ability? No. I'm picking Venomade for Venomade. Wow. I'm picking Venomade for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, it has vocals. If I'm gonna be making a music video for a song, I would like for the song to have words, because that's another way of engaging people. Music is great. They're hearing it, they're moving. Visuals, great. They're looking, they're seeing. Vocals are good because you're talking to somebody. You're communicating very, very one-dimensional ideas with them. They don't have to listen to the chords and go, is this a happy song or a sad song? They can just listen to my voice. So one of the reasons I'm picking it is because it has vocals. Another reason I'm picking it is because it does have two different phases. When there is a song that goes from one mood to another mood, musically, sonically, it allows for a very dynamic video. Think about the song with Kate Renata and what's his name? Kate Renata and I can see him, I can hear him. All of his songs are named after places in California. Oh my god. Somebody help me. Not Snoop Dogg. He was like, he used to play a lot of shows in Long Beach. Super, he's like light skinned. Oh, he wears a hat all the time. And sunglasses. Sometimes he doesn't wear his sunglasses. Sometimes he doesn't wear his hat. He did a Tiny Desk. Oh my god. His name starts with an A, maybe? Or maybe it does. I feel like it starts with an A, and I don't know why I think that. I'm just gonna. Am I gonna have to look it up? Well, I'm gonna. Anderson .Paak. Thank you. Okay. There's a song with Kate Renata and Anderson .Paak, and in that song, there's a shift. There's an A section. There's a B section, and with that shift comes a shift in the music video, guys. The music video changes a little bit tonally. And so that's the second reason I'm picking Venomade, because it will allow for a more dynamic video than if I chose something like Catching Up or I chose something like Quick Breath. So the third reason I'm doing it, the second reason. The third reason I'm doing it is because it's high energy. If I'm going to do a music video for one of my songs, even though I could do a lot of music videos for sad songs, I kind of want a higher energy song that people can move to and there's a little bit more rhythm to. Those are the three reasons that I'm picking Venomade. Again, if you ask me tomorrow, I'd probably pick something off of Quick Breath, if I had a longer time to think about it. But I just want to get it out and answer. So let's say Venomade would be my unlimited budget. And if I'm having an unlimited budget, the video is animated. I do not appear in it at all. I'm just handing off a bunch of money to an animation studio and working with a storyboard artist on what I want the video to look like, and then I'm letting them run wild. I'm not physically in it. Yeah, good question though. That was a cool question. I like that. Ties sense to visuals. A startup that ties sense to visual. Interesting. Jesse. I want to taste music. Oh, Leon says I don't want to taste music. That's fair. I want to eat a kiwi while listening to Kiwi. I've never actually asked Kiwi if she likes kiwi fruit. Like if that's like a thing. I don't know. I know I do though. Okay, 2D or 3D? 2D. 2D. Bum bum bum. Yeah, Glowed Up. What a good song. The Venomade anime. That'd be fun. That'd be cool. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, which was a very good question. But yeah, the whole point of the conversation was just that consumption is different right now in quarantine. Everybody's consuming things different. I myself am not very happy with how I am consuming stuff. In fact, I will say this and I will move on. One of my biggest problems with Genshin Impact is that, like a lot of gacha games, they hold you, if that makes sense. Like, you can only get so much useful play time out of that game per day. And the higher level you are, the less time that is. And right now in the game, I would say that when I log in, I can play that game for about 17 to 30 minutes before hitting that wall. And 30 minutes is if I'm just like really casually running around, but if I'm like about my business, the game kind of gives you 4 objectives, and then after you beat those 4 objectives, you can do 5 more things, which are very, very fast, and then the game just says, okay, you can no longer play for the day. You can still play and run around, but you can't like get any like cool items or experience. You can't really grind in the game. It's like if you want to grind in the game, you gotta pay money, and I don't really want to pay money. What adventure rank am I? I'm adventure rank 32. Umbe. Cyber says that's Animal Crossing in a nutshell without the gacha mechanics. Yikes. I do want to play Animal Crossing just on my birthday so I can get the birthday cake item. Yeah, I mean, I like Genshin Impact because the gameplay is amazing and the story is actually compelling and the game looks good and feels good and sounds good. The music's also incredible in the game. Um, I think there's just this thing that I tend to do with most RPGs where like if I know I don't have anything going on for the day, oh, here's how it is. Here's how it is. I will not play a game for like 4, 5, 6 days while I'm like working on music and doing stuff, streaming. I won't play the game. And then on Saturday, I will sit down and I will like crush games. I'll go on the game, I'll beat optional bosses, I'll go collect the items, I'll, run through, do little side quests, stuff like that. I like eat games on my off time. Genshin Impact, its model, once you get to a certain level in the game, is more so they want you to like play for maybe an hour a day. Like they want you to kind of keep coming back, and I'm sure it's good for them as the developer, but for me it doesn't necessarily match my playstyle. So that's my problem, which I realize is very personal and probably is not a problem everybody would have. Erwin's adventure rank 35. Lumbe's adventure rank 38. Dang, I'm getting left in the dust. I don't really play the game that much. Or I should say, I don't allow myself to. I try to chill. But it is a good game for anybody that wants to play that game. It is free. I'll play a free game. You can get me to play a free game. I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to head out, says Jaime, and thanks for the answers and tunes on me. You're very welcome, Jaime. We are at the 11 o'clock point, so I'm probably going to head out here, get out of here a little soon. Not right this second, but soon. For an MMO, the combat feels amazing. The combat is amazing. Yeah, the combat's great. Yeah, it's a really good game. Something that's interesting about the game, and I promise this is the last thing, is that I have never really played games that come specifically from China. I mean, a lot of the games I play come from Japan. So something very interesting about the game is, I've said this before in a stream, there's a lot of Chinese things. And when I say, I feel like I'm going to sneeze, but I'm just going to try to power through. There's a lot of things that I feel like if you're Chinese or if you're in China, they make a lot of sense. Culturally and spiritually and stuff like that. A lot of Eastern stuff. And a lot of just names. Like all of us that grew up watching anime, Japanese things became pretty easy to pronounce in our teenage years just because we had been like beat over the head with, names like Goku or Pikachu or something like that. Or something that even though we speak English and we know how the word would typically be pronounced in English, we just know that's not how the Japanese are going to do it. This is called a tsunami. I know how to say that. You just kind of know how to pronounce Japanese things. There's so many Chinese names and terms inside of Genshin Impact that are like, I'm learning, right? Like, there's a character named Chi-Chi and it's spelled Q-I-Q-I, and like my brain thinking about like Dragon Ball Z Chi-Chi did break for a second. I was just like, there is zero way that is Chi-Chi. You gotta be kidding me, but it is. So I'm getting better, but Jesus, it's kind of cool. I wish that there were more games from more cultures that did teach me, like, I don't know, like Norse things and how to pronounce them, and like maybe South American things, even though I know there's a whole wealth of cultures there. Just I wish that it wasn't always American / Western or Eastern / Japanese, because Japanese kind of is the only Eastern country I feel like is putting out a lot of games with their terms in it. I mean, I grew up playing a lot of Korean MMOs, but there wasn't a lot of Korean terms in them. I didn't learn Korean terms until I was out of high school, I think. I don't know. I knew like the word bulgogi or something, but like, I don't know if that counts. Okay, yes. I have an EP out, guys, called Spring Street. No, it's called Signals, but Spring Street's on it. It's very like jazzy and fun, beboppy at times. Go listen to that if you will. I also have an EP, very intimate and close to my heart, called House of Omni. It's called that because I did a lot of collaborations with people that were living in my apartment at the time. So it does span a pretty large amount of time, like because they weren't all living here at the same time. Like for a little while, Mars was staying here. For a little while, Ethan was staying here. For a little while, you get the point. And so I put that out. I also have another like a experimental EP mixtape thing called Tall Tales. It's pretty old now, so if you listen to it, there definitely are. You can hear the age in it. You can hear like certain things that I was doing that I would either not do now for capabilities and skill level, or just because taste. You know, my tastes have changed, but that is up and available. Also, I have the Nice Dream series, starting with the indie pop Nice Dream EP, followed by the like love pop. I'm gonna call this love pop now. Love pop, Love Dream, followed by the audiobook Speed Dream, followed by like this short story that I wrote and then scored called Speed Dream, and that's followed by an orchestral breakbeat and drum and bass EP called Daydream, which is then followed by a pretty long mixtape of chill beats called Lush Dream, which we talked about earlier in the stream. And those were followed by two companion EPs called Quick Breath, which is like a housey R&B pop EP, and Ego Death, which was more of an ambient piece of work, like really chill, a lot of reverb, kind of sadder songs if you actually listen to the lyrics, but if you ignore the lyrics, it's just fun, chill, relaxing music. And that came out over a year ago. All of it. All of it. We're officially out of it. We're officially out of it. The last one came out in August, September, August time, I believe, of 2019. Those can all be heard on SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Group, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. Somebody brought up Quarantunes earlier in the stream, which are an exclusive to YouTube right now, but once I do finish that, that series, whenever that is, those will be released. I'm not exactly sure what the platform is going to be. I don't know if it will be physical or digital, but they will be released and distributed. That is the goal. Until I was a K-pop stan, says Cypress, when I learned most of my Korean terms. This is true. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I know it's a joke, but I don't know that I would identify with the word stan because, for reasons we're all very familiar with, but I definitely, like, last year got into K-pop proper. When I say K-pop proper, I mean, I listened to Big Bang back when that was a thing. I remember Big Bang making a song with 2NE1 called Lollipop that was like, I loved that song. And you know what's weird? It doesn't age well for me. I went back and listened to it like early this year, and I was like, this is like not good. And not that it's bad, it's just it didn't age well. I personally think that most K-pop isn't going to age well. But I've said too much. Anyways, I listened to like Big Bang back then, but I feel like now K-pop's everywhere, and so I did start learning some Korean terms, mostly because of my new TV. So, are you a fan of macabre? I say macabre. I say macabre. That's it, right? Does anybody say macabre or macabre? Anyways, Cyber asked if I'm a fan of it. I could always see you dress up as a vampire. I like it. I like to look at it, right? I don't know that I like to participate in it. I'm pretty boring. Last time I dressed up as something. Last time I dressed up as something was at Comic-Con 2012? No. Comic-Con 2011? 12. Last time I dressed up was at Comic-Con 2012. And I dressed up as like a rabbit. And I don't regret it, but I don't know that that'll happen again. Yeah, I don't. But I do like macabre stuff. Like I like novels and stuff like that. I'm into stuff like that. I'm into stuff like that. Guys, it is Wednesday. I have a meeting tomorrow. Oh my god. Well, stress myself out for a little second there. Anyways, I have a meeting tomorrow, and I have a lot of work to do today to prepare for it. So I'm going to be swamped. So I apologize to anybody that tries to get a hold of me. As far as watching Bly Manor, I haven't watched it, but I'm going to watch it. Please don't spoil it for me. I saw that people were talking about it in like the Discord. Please, guys. Please, guys. Please don't spoil things in my safe space. I'm okay. The rules apply, right? If something's been out for 2 years and I still haven't gotten around to seeing it, spoil away, baby. Like, but this just came out. It came out like a week ago. Like, please don't talk about it in the Discord, please. For me, if it's just for me, don't do it. I would really appreciate that. I don't want to hear anything about it. I don't even want to hear if it's good or bad. I don't want to hear if it made you blank or if it made you think yada yada. But I will watch it because I thoroughly liked Haunting of Hill House. Anyways, this song is called Hush Hour. It marks the final piece that I play in the stream. So if you have any last minute questions or comments, now would be a time to get them out while I play this final song. What's that note doing in there? Guys, it is Wednesday. I hope you all enjoy Wednesday. Tomorrow we will be back here for Thursday. I will be streaming, and then immediately after that I will have a meeting that I will be like cramming for, and then I'm going to watch the presidential debate, and then I'm probably going to stress eat something, and then we'll have the Friday production stream. So again, if you guys have any like samples, or if you have something that you want me to mess around with in the production stream, you're more than welcome to crash the party and send things into the sample server on the Discord. It is supposed to be an inclusive thing, at least for now, while I'm doing the Plunder Phonics. Obviously, once I like get out of Plunder Phonics, maybe I'll stop having the sample sent in, because it won't be conducive for that genre of music. But while we're in it now, please, you're more than welcome to participate. Yeah, thank you, Isidora, and thank you, Liana. I appreciate that. Take your time, but just know that we only have 2 days for sure, Jesse. And the Plunder Phonics thing will probably be going on for a couple of more weeks. So if you somehow miss this Friday, you can probably still send some stuff in over the weekend, and I'll get to that in the following Friday. But yes, there was something else I was going to say, but I don't seem to remember what it is now, so I'll just leave you guys with that. I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and hopefully I see you guys back here tomorrow as well. Thank you, as always, for being respectful to me and polite to each other. Abba. Oh no.